We're back.
We're back.
And Superman, bro. Let's just get into it, bro. What'd you think of the movie then?
For me, it's the second best Superman movie, behind like the original Christopher Reeve one.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a fantastic start to the DCU. So with that message, when that played, it, where of the L's talking about, we love you, we want you to succeed, we want you to have the best life, everything, all heartwarming things. And then they go completely Viltrumite parent.
I feel like David Cornsweet he's him.
David Cornsweet is the guy, bro. Henry Cavill's Superman, I don't think he compares, bro. I think Henry Cavill's Superman would get killed by Lex. We're back.
We're back.
Try that again. All right, okay.
No, that was good.
That was good?
Yeah, I think that was all right.
All right, okay, all right. Well, we're back. We're back, guys. It's Zan, it's Oli. We're the Invincibles, and we're talking everything geeky and nerdy and everything that we like to watch and read and play. And let's get into it, man. Superman, bro. Mm-hmm. Superman. We're going to be talking most of the show for spoilers, specifically with the L's and the House of L and how, the implications of all of that spoilery stuff we're going to be talking about, specifically the message, but also our thoughts about the movie. We'll be geeking out about the movie, and then we'll kind of delve into other superhero stuff if we have time. But yeah, we're going to talk Superman, bro. How many times have you seen this movie? Let's go with that.
I've seen it twice. Okay. I'm quite happy with it, as you can tell. Got this lovely poster from Odeon Cinemas.
So what'd you think? Let's just get into it, bro. What'd you think of the movie then? You saw it twice. What'd you think?
Oh, I thought it was great. Like it's for me, it's the second best Superman movie, behind like the original Christopher Reeve one. But I do have a lot of nostalgia for that. But I had such a good time watching it. It feels like Superman. Man of Steel was fine. I enjoy that movie, but it didn't really feel like Superman. It didn't feel hopeful. This is like hopeful and it's bright, but it's also got a deep message, which is everything that Superman's about. Actually, the second time I saw it was with my nephew, and we saw it in 3D. It was the first time he'd ever seen a movie in 3D, so he was buzzing. But like just the way he reacted to it, and physically reacted to like Superman like saving people and like saving Krypto. And just how he was talking about it after it, that's another reason that I loved it, because it's going to make a whole new generation of kids like obsessed with Superman, which we haven't had in like a long time. So that's another really positive thing about it. But how many times have you seen it? Have you just seen it the once?
No, I saw it twice.
You seen it twice?
I'm going to see it the third time because I want to watch it in IMAX. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Just briefly, kind of my overall thoughts. I think it took a lot of those cartoon comic book elements to life, and not in a way to where people made fun of it, but more of the fact that previously the superhero market, especially in the Christopher Nolan era of movies, and even earlier, like the Bryan Singer X-Men movies and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, there was an element of trying to make it realistic so that they could fit in our world. But the problem is our world is kind of dark and depressing as it is. So making a Superman movie like Man of Steel, like a Superman in our world, and retreading that would be kind of depressing. There was a lot of stuff in this movie that was realistic, specifically Baravi and Jahanpur in Israel and Palestine, and Superman intervening, like a lot of stuff. I'm not saying it's completely disconnected from our world, but in a way that makes the universe fresh. There was a lot of sci-fi elements like the Proton River, like the black holes, like the 13A, 1B, the Lex Luthor fighting stuff.
That was cool.
It was a combination of like that comic booky, bigger than life, cartoony, toyetic element with some combos of our world, and made the DC universe look fresh. I thought overall, I think Superman was a very, very strong start to the DCU. People know what you're getting now. But also they did a fantastic job of fixing the character of Superman. And I'll go there, bro. I think Man of Steel did a really terrible job. Man of Steel and Injustice on the perception of Superman as a character. It just has. The dark, angsty, depressing, I don't know what my life is. Ma Kent telling Clark Kent, save them or don't. You don't owe this world anything. Like Pa Kent letting himself die. Like it's very like, bro, like what is this? Like this is not. I'm sorry, this is not Superman.
Yeah.
Retreading those themes in this world today, where I feel like as pop culture and where culture in general is going is very nihilistic, very pessimistic. We kind of needed a movie to kind of snap ourselves out of that. I think this movie did it great, and we're gonna spend the rest of the episode talking about how it did that. But overall, yeah, I thought it was a fantastic start to the DCU, to Superman, to how the world works, and it created strong characters that we want to see more of. And you can't ask more for that from an intro movie, bro. You really can't.
Yeah, it really sort of did a lot of world building, like with the other characters, and just tiny things like seeing Gotham City turn left or keep left on one of the road signs. Like I loved seeing Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I thought he was like perfect, and the fact of getting a Lantern show next year with him and Hal Jordan and what's the name of the other one?
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart. We're getting up like that. That's gonna. I can't wait for that now. That's now become one of my most anticipated projects of next year. And it's got me excited for the DCU in general as well. Like you said, it's a great start to that universe. Because it shows that he's taken, well, as a studio, they've taken care of this character and they've put a lot of care and effort into making sure it does the character justice. So I just can't wait to see what they do with the rest of the DC catalog, basically. Yeah, I'm just excited. I haven't been excited about DC films ever.
That's crazy, bro. No, I mean, bro, like I think a lot of like, especially in America, the amount of money it's made on Tuesday and Wednesday, the like 11 million, like 13 million, like there's a surge going on. There's a lot of word of mouth going around about this movie. Like people are telling other people, "You'll go watch this movie. It's actually good," and they're actually enjoying it, and they're spreading the word. Of course, internationally, Superman isn't doing so well, but that is also our fault. So, like, America isn't exactly acting like Superman, and Superman is seen as an American icon. It makes total sense. People around the world, considering what America's doing overseas, not wanting to watch this movie. But therein is an irony, because Superman, for being an American Hollywood-led project, is very staunchly anti-imperialist, very critical of America's policies, definitely critical towards the Israeli-Palestinian genocide going on right now. I think that overall, the movie did an important job of establishing that there is a lot of pessimism in this world, like Clark Kent, right? Like this is like the message of the movie that I got into it, that I pulled from it, is it's really not that hard being a good person. You don't need a tragic backstory to be a good person. You just, most people are pretty decent. They're pretty good people, but it's the world around you that kind of beats you down, that kind of like makes you a shell of you may have been before, i.e. the Justice Gang and them not wanting to get involved in quote unquote politics. Lois Lane making centrist perspectives. Meanwhile, there is a legitimate genocide going on overseas. And I understand that that was her job as a reporter, but also as a reporter, you can ask harder hitting questions. And I know the foil of that scene was to show the difference between Lois and Clark and how Clark operates. But to me, it's like, Lois, like, why are you Piers Morganing Superman? like straight up, she was being Piers Morgan in that scene. And like, I'm not saying she was a bad character, because she was fantastic. I'm just saying, like, Lois, you can do your really strict journalism stuff on Baravia. You know what I mean? Like saying the Jogurians haven't always been our best allies. Like, I don't know. She was a bit too centrist, a bit too Piers Morgan, but that was making me angry, and it was making Superman angry too, which showed that that was what the scene was supposed to do. Anyway, the point of the movie is that there's a lot of nihilism in the world, and good people exist in mass, but the systems around you kind of beat you down. And it'll beat anyone down. It'll even beat Superman down. I mean, look what happened. Like, you know, him getting taken into a proton river, into a whole alternate dimension where they were locking up other political dissidents as well. But the point of the
Yeah.
movie is if you keep going forward and you keep having hope and you keep staying true to who you are, as well as having a game plan and having smart allies, you can overcome. You can overcome. It's not a super deep philosophical message. It's a simple, profound message that we need in these times, especially with the protests going on against, Israel right now, going for pro-Palestine. It can feel like there's a lot up against you. And in this movie, Superman was literally going up against a lot. I mean, we were literally in the middle of what's going on with the Baravia-Jampur conflict, right? With conflict, genocide. But I think that's the point. We all want to be Superman. We all love this character, Superman, and this showed that it is possible to overcome. It is possible. Yeah, you might need some powers, but switch out those superpowers for analogy, switch out super strength for organizing in real life. You know what I mean? Like you can use those analogies. It's pretty much it's James Gunn and Superman and David Cornswell and everybody saying, stay in there. Stay in there. You got this. This is just beginning. You got this. We can do this. It was a metaphor. I think it was a spiritual clap on the back. And Superman is so intrinsically tied to social justice that this is the character that you could do this for. So I just think that's really the message, is to just look up and stay with it. There's a lot of dark stuff in this world. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be thrown at you. You can overcome. It is possible. I can't say enough good stuff about this movie, but
is there anything you didn't like about it, or anything you would change?
No.
Really?
No. Well, no, there's one thing I would change. Superman should have been in Baravia. Like, I know he was canonically in Baravia. So it's like a complex criticism. He technically has been in Baravia. He technically did stop fake Israel from genociding like pseudo-Palestinians. He did do that. But I feel like there's something more powerful about us actually seeing it. And not to be that person, not to be, annoying, but this is just my opinion. There's a lot of times in Hollywood where brown lives and Muslim lives or whatever, they're kind of collateral. And in this movie, that's literally what happened with Molly. Like Superman saved everybody in Metropolis, even the last woman, but this story was designed to where he couldn't save the brown guy. Now, again, I know there was a point to it. He literally did honor him. He wrote a whole, Clark Kent piece on him and everything like that. I just think it would have been really. I'm not saying don't kill brown people. Oh, God, I really hope somebody doesn't clip that out of context. I'm not saying do that creatively. I'm just saying it would have been really here's how I would have, me personally, done all of the third act. That rip through Metropolis goes worldwide and it goes through Jampur too, so that when Ultraman and Superman and Krypto are all fighting, Superman is fighting all over the world, and he's also fighting in Jahanpur, and he's also stopping the genocide while stopping Ultraman. That's how I would have done it. That's how, but that's what we got was not bad. I did not watch that scene with the Justice Gang going that sucks. I get Superman inspired them. Somebody literally stopped the genocide. I'm not going to be picky about who stopped it, but I do think that it would have been powerful to see Superman do that. Now, there were some really awesome lines when he said, "I remember the smell of Netanyahu's piss when I what's the plant in the desert with the spikes? A cactus. Yeah, a cactus. There's stuff you can clearly tell the Superman is not afraid of being upset when people are getting hurt, like the classic 30s Superman. I just wish we saw that, but maybe more for the sequel. Who knows? That's just the one thing I would have changed. I wish we actually saw Superman stopping people, even if it was like a on the TV CCTV footage of Superman just briefly smashing tanks and flying away and fighting, something like that. That's just the one, because in real life in Palestine, those kids aren't having a Superman come save them. So to actually get some sort of that in real life would have meant a lot to me. But again, Green Lantern did it, so I guess Green Lantern is the Palestine movie. I don't know.
You could maybe say that the reason they didn't do that is because a lot of what I've seen with people who support Palestine, they're asking for people to, you know, stand with them and support them, but people are just being silent. So I think maybe the fact that Guy and Hawk Girl were inspired by Superman and they decided off their own back to go there because they're inspired by him could be just as powerful.
I agree.
Sort of, this is what I've heard people say about it, about sort of it's what you were saying then about if the rift had gone through the whole world, that's like some huge, like, you know, an Avengers level threat, as Mysterio would say. It's like some huge world altering event. But what I liked about this is there wasn't like a huge Avengers level threat. It, like people have said, it felt like sort of a week in the life of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a comic, like you pick up a few issues of a comic and it's like one storyline that goes over a few issues. It felt like that. Another reason why it felt like a comic book come to life is because there wasn't a huge, but obviously a genocide maybe is an Avengers level threat. But there wasn't anything. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I liked about it.
It would have undermined the other heroes, you feel like? Kind of like
potentially. I think it would have undermined the big action that is them just like being inspired by him and going there themselves. I love the line where Guy Gardner says, "Sorry, kid, Superman's not here, but you've got an upgrade," or something like that.
I mean, he murked a bunch of IDF soldiers with middle fingers. I can't be mad about that, bro. And then Hot Girl, bro, she just like I was so shocked. Him.
Oh, I saw a review on Letterboxd that says we really live in a timeline where Dora the Explorer kills Netanyahu.
Yeah, like bro, like Netanyahu, no bombing. Oh man, like bro, like straight up, bro, like that. I love that, bro. Like everything. And again, I was very shocked because I don't know if you remember a year ago, I was very against this movie because Bassem Youssef got he was apparently offered a role and then he was removed off of the role, and it was because people said it was for his interview on Piers Morgan where he was very anti-Israel. And then a lot of this stuff where James Gunn saying he's focusing on Baravia and John Poor as the conflict. So then at the time, a lot of people, me included, were like, they just kicked him off. Screw this movie. I have a theory, though. I wonder if Hollywood said, listen, okay, you're James Gunn, you have pull. I'm just speculating here. You're James Gunn, you have pull. We're letting you criticize Israel and anti-Zionists. Okay, we can't stop you. We're not letting you literally have our biggest superhero show it. We just can't. Like maybe you want to talk about it, we just can't. Okay, like maybe like they got involved, like maybe, or maybe it was creative. I don't know. Like I'm just spitballing here. Maybe that had something to do with it. I also think that where was I going with that? What was the original question? What was the original thing? It had to do with the IDF. I was making a point. With them getting involved with the government's potentially getting involved and saying, hey, like maybe not do that. I was very surprised that not only did they allow the movie to criticize them, but also show fake Netanyahu getting murked and everything like that, talking about US openly backing Baravia to take half of it to make it Lithuania, which is just a Timu Latveria. Shout out Dr. Doom. But like I think that for being a tech mogul, like kind of like Elon Musk, I think the movie was a really big criticism and a critique of the war industry and the war profiteering machine in the world and how it actually operates. It's literally willing to throw monsters at people other than to stop wars. Like it's a commentary on how the war engine works. It is like this movie is a commentary on how the war engine works. But I think like overall, I really didn't understand, or I really didn't get the choice of, because you said like what's one thing I didn't like the movie. The one thing that I kind of didn't really understand, and we'll get into it right now, the heart of it, is that message. That message. So when Lex Luthor, I just had a thought. But okay. So with that message, when that played, it, you know, where of the L's talk about, we love you, we want you to succeed, we want you to have the best life, everything, all heartwarming things, and then they go completely Viltrumite parent, and this is the plot twist.
They go full Omni Man.
They go full Omni Man. Like, we love you, and because we love you, we want you to take all the women. Because we love you, we want you to kill everybody who's in your way, and we want you to take the world. We love you. Don't disappoint us.
Mm-hmm.
That's evil parenting if you think about it. That's so manipulative.
This is what I've been waiting to talk to you about. I saw a theory about this.
Okay, so that's the one thing that I was like, huh? So yeah. I'm gonna let you take it, bro. Like yeah.
I first of all, I really liked it because you know, it's a risk and it's different, and it was a twist that no one saw coming, which, you know, is hard to do with nearly 100 years of source material. But I saw a theory that Zod, when Krypton is, you know, blowing up, he like forces them to record that message. Otherwise he's gonna like kill Kal-El or something like that. But then his dad purposefully damages the second part of the message so Clark won't see it. So Zod is forcing them to say the second half of the whole Viltrumite way type thing, in order to turn Kal-El evil, so he can team up with him when he eventually finds his way to Earth from the is it the Phantom Zone or the Negative Zone? I can't remember which one's Marvel.
Negative
which one's
Zone
DC.
is Fantastic Four.
It's Fantastic Four. So it's the Phantom Zone. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think about that? I love how we're getting theories. I haven't been able to sink my teeth in theories about comic book movies since like Endgame and that.
Yeah, no, it's
you know what I mean? It feels good to
DC,
be,
especially from DC. Shout out James Gunn, bro. He's unrelated. I think James Gunn is probably the best comic book director out there, bro.
Oh, 100%. I think he was before this, but this, like,
James Gunn, bro. Like, James Gunn. Like, you put James Gunn on anything, the gun doesn't jam, bro. It never jams. The gun never jams, bro. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, James Gunn is probably the best director ever. Like, a superhero comic movie, like, maybe. Like,
it's because of like the era of comic books that he grew up in. Like, I saw him talking about it in an interview. Like, you know, we grew up in high school with like specifically the DC ones, like the one-shot sort of graphic novels like Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that. So we grew up with those incredible sort of singular comic book stories that weren't part of, you know, the main continuity, just these singular runs, which are like probably some of DC's best ever work in the comics is those in sort of the 80s, 90s. So he was inspired by that generation of comics, and you can tell I think with his films, because they're just so, like, he manages to put an incredible sort of week in the life of Superman into 2 hours. Like, he just manages to pack it in, but it also feels like part of a wider universe,
which makes it an immersive experience. It's less of a plot exposition dump and more of a Superman experience with a story you want to follow along with characters that you really love. Everything that Man of Steel is not. But anyway, going back to like what I thought about the twist, I was waiting for Lex Luthor to be like, yeah, I faked it.
Yeah, me too.
But that would have been predictable. But that's what I was waiting for, was that, yeah, I faked that crap. When Luthor told fake Netanyahu, no, I didn't fake it. And I was looking at like Nicholas Hoult, fantastic actor, by the way, his face, and I'm like, this motherfucker's not lying. Like, he's not lying, bro. Like, he's telling so now I'm like, Brainiac. That's where my brain went. I was like, oh, easy, Brainiac. Because if Brainiac is out there, you know what I mean, and he's existing, and he wants to create little pocket, you know, cities that he can take for his collection, what better way to create an evil kryptonite that can just go around make, you know, the world barren and have pockets of Dubai, New York, LA like around just chilling on Earth, and then Brainiac's like, thank you, boop, 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 and then kind of sending him out like Silver Surfer, and he's like Galactus, so to speak. That was one. But then I thought of another idea that also came up with Brainiac, which is, and it deals with the L's speaking the truth, and this is like a multifaceted theory. I think a lot of times, a lot of people, specifically like Pakistanis and Muslims and stuff, like, and like Black people, anybody who's an immigrant, specifically, and like, you know, like people of color or whatever, they've been saying that James Gunn may have not have done the best analogy with the Kryptonians, which to be fair, respectfully, I do disagree with this criticism, and I'll explain why. A lot of people are saying that he kind of misfired on the immigrant allegory because he's implying that immigrants are good when they come to America and assimilate and drop their culture, which is i.e. what kind of Clark did. He dropped the Kryptonian culture and chose the Kents. But I think that's unfair, and that misses a lot of context. Let's, like, specifically when you talk about any culture in the world, we have to understand that cultures are often beautiful and messy at the same time. There's stuff that we love and there's stuff that we don't like. Like, you get me? So, like, for example, how many times have we seen like Zios going like, oh, are you gay? Are you gay? Oh, you're gay. Okay. Are you pro-Palestine? Okay. You know, they kill gay people in Palestine. First of all, it does not happen. They're not going out there murking gay people. They're trying to make sure they're not getting murked by the IDF. But it is true to say that being gay is not bueno in a lot of like Muslim spheres. Let's keep it real. It's just not a great idea. That does not mean you justify genociding of people and taking their land, though, and which is what Superman said, is like, just because people aren't great doesn't give you the right to go in and do whatever you want. So I say that to say Palestine, or in my, I'll use Pakistani culture, right? Pakistani culture does not advocate harm to people explicitly, yet at the same time, it's not exactly friendly towards a lot of people who are gay, right? That means the culture needs to have a movement, or, you know, to stop advocating hate and violence, right? It needs a movement. It doesn't mean wipe out that culture. It means wipe out the negative parts of it. That's what that means. So I think, so how does that connect to the elves and Brainiac, what I'm talking about, right? So I think it is, at first I didn't understand it, but literally on this call right now, I just thought about this. I think it's probably a smart choice that happened, because I doubt all Kryptonians are warmongering people, just like all people on Earth are not supporting what America is doing in the Middle East right now. You get me? So that's one. It might be that the L's are just a crazy offshoot of Kryptonian society. That's one. Okay. But two, the fact that message was the truth, it shows that cultures are messy and people do come from different backgrounds. And people are multifaceted. They weren't exactly hateful in that message. They're like, we love you. Like, we want the best for you. We want you to succeed. You're our heart. You're our tears. You're our joy. And we also want you to take the world. So if you were a kid in that situation where you had loving parents that wanted you to be a space Nazi, what would that do to your mental? You get me? Because it's like, I don't want to disappoint my dad, so I have to kill this kid. Do you see, like, you're going to murk this kid because you don't want to disappoint your dad? That's what the L's did. So I thought that message, how does that talk about multiculturalism? I think that there are elements of culture that are good, that are bad, no matter where you are in the world. And I think that it is on immigrants to determine what their identity is and how they fit into the world. If you think about it, the L's did not say, we love you, we care for you, so go save the world. That was Clark's interpretation, and that's what Pa Kent told him. Remember, he said that message, that first part message, says more about what you thought about it rather than what they were actually thinking. That's a butchering, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
Superman, what you wanted it to mean means more than what it actually meant, so something like that.
Yes. So Superman saw his parents saying, we love you, we want you to be okay and be a good person, and he thought, okay, I gotta save the world, because that's where his brain just goes to, because he's just a good person because of the Kents.
And there's a lot of, you know, thinking about Superman after watching this film, not just because of the whole Viltrumite second half of the message. There is a lot of similarities between Superman and Invincible,
Yes.
with the way that just living with the humans and being raised by, I know he's raised by two humans rather than one, but that's the part that makes him good, is the humanity. Like being raised by humans, living with humans, that's the bit that makes him stronger. Not this, advanced alien race that has all these insane powers. It's the human bit that makes him the strongest superhero in the world.
I You understand Invincible, man. Like, you get it. Like you understand.
Yeah.
You are invincible, bro. Like straight up, you are invincible, bro. Like, and I agree. So like going back to like the Brainiac thing, right? So what am I saying? The fact that Clark Kent's, or the fact that the L's, that message was true, I don't think is an indictment against immigrants and all immigrant cultures, because there are aspects of every culture, no matter where you are in the world, literally no matter where you are in the world, where there is some sort of oppression, there is some sort of exploitation going on.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you come from Krypton and your parents say take the world does not mean suddenly you're emblematic of all of that. Just because I'm from Pakistan doesn't mean suddenly I'm emblematic of like fucking Al Qaeda, or you get me, And I think that as a Muslim, that's why I like really connected to Superman, because the moment they saw that Kryptonian message, the whole world viewed him as a terrorist. Every single time a car would blow up in America or New York, bro, my dad would be like, man, I really hope it's not a Muslim. I really, really hope it's not a Muslim. And we would be horrified when it was, and we're like, oh, great. Here we go again. This is just validation for every single thing that they've been saying. And Superman felt like that. He couldn't do anything without Luthor rage baiting him and making him look crazy. And
like, I just want to mention something that after you've mentioned that, like when the thing happened at the parade in Liverpool, where the car drove through, a crowd of people, went, and thankfully nobody died. On Facebook, all the comments from, like the typical like right wing, like Tory, UKIP voting people, they were all saying like, oh, like I'm paraphrasing this, but oh yeah, I bet he's a Muslim. I'll bet he's one of them boat people or whatever. And it turned out to be like 50-year-old bloke from like West Derby in Liverpool.
nobody said anything after that.
Yeah, but it was like they were gutted that it wasn't a brown person. That's what it felt like afterwards, because they wanted to be angry and have an excuse to attack brown people.
And I'm telling you, those same people, after watching this movie, at least 1% of them feel a bit of shame. And that's why this movie is so powerful.
You know what I thought was really funny? Ben Shapiro. He is 100% a closeted gay man, by the way. But, he posted a picture of him with like the Superman poster in his local cinema, and I could, his caption was like slating the movie, but I could just tell from his face he's too far deep into this character now. I'm 100% sure that he's a closeted gay man who's like really like deep down. There's a bit in him that's left wing, and there's a bit of him that's not this what he portrays. I could just tell by the look in his eye that he actually loved that movie. That movie changed him.
And he just can't admit it.
But he's too deep to, like, he can't go back on it now. Otherwise he'll look like a knob. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because this movie, he can't say he liked this movie because he's against immigration. The world was saved because of illegal immigration.
And he's not got the balls to, to sort of be the bigger person and admit, oh yeah, I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
And that's the message of Superman, bro. That him and Lex have a lot in common. The difference is Lex is actually a threat in the world, and Ben Shapiro is not. But I think that, bro, like, so the Brainiac theory, right? Because I'm talking a lot here. This is how I connect it. Right? What if Brainiac is not necessarily destroying worlds and taking planets, but he's taking planets that he deems to be violent, dangerous, lesser, and in need of governance? Okay. So what if, like, straight up, so when you see this message, what if this message, like, I'm spitballing here, and it's not an original theory of Krypton's destruction, but I'm gonna go with Brainiac probably saw a lot of that rhetoric on Krypton, what the elves were saying. Maybe that's popular on that planet. Maybe they were sending Kryptonians to stars, you get me, and doing this type of stuff. And Brainiac's like, no, 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 I'm taking Kandor. So when Brainiac comes for Clark or Kara, he can say, buddy, your parents, they were massacring people. I'm taking them and I can stare at them all day. And Brainiac's using his superiority, his that like superiority, looking at people as props instead of people, to justify him taking planets. So I think that message, that L message, is true and it's real, and it's going to play into Brainiac later on. I think that's going to be a motivation for Brainiac, and being like, well, you see the Kryptonians, so yeah, let me take them. Let me take Kandor. Like, or he already took Kandor at this point. Look at the Kryptonians. Let me take Kara. Let me take Clark. You know?
Do you think that could be one of the events that they're building to then in the DCU?
I don't know. It'd be easier to say after Supergirl. I honestly thought they were gonna do Kingdom Come as the big,
yeah, because of the logo.
I thought that was gonna be Kingdom Come, but also Kingdom Come has a lot of like the death of Lois Lane, Joker, like a lot of like Injustice retread. That Injustice
that'd have to be, that can't be like at the beginning of the shared universe. That'll have to be like quite far into it.
I don't know if it can be Vandal Savage either, because if he is an immortal billionaire with all of these resources, outside of surviving mortal gruesome death scenes, what makes him different than Luthor? So it's like he's just a Luthor for the Justice League. So I really don't know. And you can't do Darkseid. That's way too soon. I know the Lanterns show that mystery in the show is gonna connect really to what's going on in the DC universe. I know Peacemaker season 2, James Gunn is saying that's going to talk more. I really don't know, but I have a hot take. I really don't care what's going on with the DCU, because DC has shown it doesn't matter what's going on. It's a good movie. You're going to go watch it. I'm not watching DCU movies anymore for the greater story. I could give shit about that. If that's good, to be clear, if the story sucks, I care about that. But that's not my motivation, because I'm going into these movies expecting it's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's not...
I think Supergirl is going to be like that. I think people are going to be really surprised by that.
I'm not going to these movies for the, oh, this character is going to show up. Oh, that's going to necessarily. That's not why. The toyetic elements. I'm going into these movies for the first time in a long time because they're a good movie, and I want a good experience for characters that I enjoy.
Yeah.
That's so... Bro, James Gunn could make a Plastic Man movie, and I'm gonna tap in. Bro, James Gunn could make... I didn't watch Blue Beetle. Everybody said, you said it was good. I was like, yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Now I'm gonna watch it. And now if James Gunn co-signed this, now I'm gonna watch it, bro. Like
it felt like Power Rangers. Like, it was cool. It was really cool.
I gotta watch this now. Like, bro, like DCU Superman has 100% revitalized the brand, because it's not about the story. It's not about... I'm so happy they didn't do like, you know, Superman like a Batman cameo, like, or something. It truly was a movie about him. So when you go to these movies, you're in the moment. Like, as somebody with intense ADHD, and even you guys have listened to our episodes now, I tend to boom, 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 and then I have to come back down to the topic. Like, when you are constantly watching Marvel movies for what's next to come, you're never present in the now. So if your present in the now is not being focused on, it doesn't have to have a priority of being good, i.e. a lot of Marvel projects haven't been great as a fact, because it's about what's coming next. For DCU, you're sat and seated for what is in there in that moment. Just that simple intro, that Superman intro, right, where he just crash lands, the Star Wars intro, the engineer trying to find the Fortress of Solitude, him getting healed up, him flying away, Crypto. If you read that on a piece of paper, it'd be kind of generic. It'd be kind of like, okay. But it's the energy he gave it. It's the vibe that he gave it. And that simple intro on paper alone was one of the best intros to a superhero movie ever. That's what I'm saying. That's the quality, bro. When I'm watching
Yeah.
DC Universe movies now, I'm sated and seated for what is in here right now. I'm not
Because
watching this movie for a future movie that I need to tap in for. You understand?
Mhm. And those first 10 minutes, they told you everything you needed to know about this Superman. Like, he gets beaten in a battle for the first time, instantly goes to get healed, and then he's straight back.
With a smile.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
he is the, like, I think after, he's done as Superman, hopefully it's in like 20 years, he will be the definitive Superman, I think. Yeah. I know Christopher Reeve is like the GOAT, like he's iconic, but I feel like David Corenswet he's him.
I think to use a nerd analogy, if this is Avatar, you had Avatar, like Avatar Aang and Avatar Korra, they're the same Avatar. You get me? So it's like this is this, like you have Christopher Reeve and now you have David Cornsweet. They're still it's a different reimagining. It's the same energy, bro. Like I get what you're saying. Like David Cornsweet is the guy, bro. He is
like
Superman.
Messi and Ronaldo. Enjoy them both.
Well, I would say Messi and Ronaldo isn't David Cornsweet and Christopher Reeve. Messi and Ronaldo is Henry Cavill versus David Cornsweet. That's what it is. That's what it is. And I was talking to my brother like yesterday about it, bro. David Cornsweet's Superman is way stronger than Henry Cavill's. It's not even close. It's not even close. I think David Cornsweet's Superman would wipe the floor. You put David Cornsweet Superman and that Man of Steel farm Smallville fight scene with all them Kryptonians, and yeah, it'd be over in a minute. This man was, think about this, Oli. He was never 100% in this movie, bro.
No,
never.
Not at any point.
Never 100%. He was literally kryptonite poison for I don't know how long. Let's 2 days. Let's give it 2 days. I don't know how long he was trapped in the mirror dimension. Okay,
I think it was like overnight, wasn't it?
He was raggled. It was looking rough. It was looking bad.
Yeah.
Bro. And he still healed out of that, from a 5 minute, like a defibrillator. I can't say the word.
Defibrillator.
From Metamorpho, right? Like boom, and then
Metamorpho as well. Let's mention him for a second.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
I need to see more of that, man. I need to see more of that, man, bro. And dog, the freaking he was in a black hole and he went like and blew himself out of it. He dislocated his own shoulder, so he has fight tactics to beat Future Bizarro. That's got to be Future Bizarro, right? Like that's
they've set that up, haven't they?
Future Bizarro, and bro, and then that's my favorite Superman scene. I keep rewatching it. Like, bro, on TikTok, where it's like the Raptors are here and it's like, kill Superman. He's like, good luck with that. And the music cues and the music, bro. Like, music, bro.
Every single bit, the use of the original score, the music whenever Lex Luthor or Ultraman, like the sort of sinister, sort of electric type music.
It was.
It's so perfect.
I love.
And then the actual licensed songs they used in the film as well.
Yes,
like especially Mr. Terrific. How haven't we mentioned Mr. Terrific yet? That fight.
Oh yeah, we completely forgot about it, bro. Mr. Terrific was
a highlight. Besides Superman, he's a highlight of the movie.
He was awesome. I need more of Mr. Terrific, and I won't lie to anybody who knows Mr. Terrific. Please tell us Mr. Terrific comics and stuff to tap into, because I never read Mr. Terrific. I didn't even know he existed before Eddie Gathegi got casted as him. I had no idea who this dude was. I
completely blanked out the Mr. Terrific from the Arrowverse. I saw a picture of it the other day. I was like, oh yeah, that happened. But it's completely different character. Does not feel the same at all.
All I know about Mr. Terrific is that Alex Ross picture. You know what I'm talking about? That Alex Ross down and the T spheres are everywhere. You know what I mean? Picture. Yeah. Like Mr. Terrific was awesome, bro. And also I loved how in his fight scenes, like he felt like strong. Like he wasn't like doing kung fu. He was just walking up to people and just boom, walk up to people, boom, and all the T spheres are going around. But anyway, going back to David Cornsweet, bro, he blew out of a black hole. He dislocated his arm. He has fight tactics. He was kryptonite poison. He took the engineer all the way, and Ultraman, all the way to space,
Yeah.
all the way down, and Engineer was also still pretty intact, bro. I'll say this right now, and I'll ask you this: I think. Well, do you think that I'm accurate in this? What I'm saying, I think this universe is stronger than anything in the Zack Snyder verse. I know it's crazy to say on one
Ooh.
movie, but if we're talking Man of Steel to Superman, there's nothing Man of Steel that's more devastating than anything and Superman. I'm not talking about casualties and calamity because literally the world engine. I'm just talking, bro, a black hole is more destructive than a world engine. What was
Oh
going
yeah.
on in Metropolis was gonna be like horrifying, but they had an evacuation with the Turtle Lady. Shout out Turtle Lady. There Henry Cavill himself, like he was burning his own eyes and it was hurting him when he was doing heat vision, versus this Superman was like
Yeah.
like shout out Beyblade Superman, bro. I love Beyblade Superman. I think there's I don't Henry Cavill Superman, I don't think he compares, bro. I think
I
Henry
agree.
Cavill Superman would get killed by Lex. I think Henry Cavill Superman is getting 13A to 1A to 1A 34 bead and then dead. I'm talking crazy, but bro, like, come on.
Yeah, well, Superman, Henry Cavill Superman, he's in Man of Steel. That's like his year one as Superman, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, his like first 3 days on the job. To be fair, yeah.
So is David Corn's Superman? He's even in his first film, he's already more experienced than Henry Cavill's ever was, isn't
Yes,
he?
yes.
Yeah, yeah. There we go.
So he is quite literally. So would a more accurate power scaling be Batman versus Superman, Henry Cavill versus this David Cornsett Superman?
Yeah, probably.
He's still getting washed then. He's still losing. He's still losing. He's still losing, bro. This man could have literally talked down Batman. Literally could have told him, Bruce, I have a video. Give me 2 minutes, please. Hear me out. And then if you still don't believe me, then we can fight. Like, hear
Literally,
me
like
out.
Henry Cavill Superman didn't talk enough.
He was telling Bruce Wayne, the bat is dead. And then he's telling him, if I wanted you dead, you'd be dead already. And then wondering why this man hates him.
He was just aura farming the whole time.
And
To use a modern term.
bro, have you seen the TikTok? Have you guys seen this TikTok where it's like when Superman saves a squirrel versus when Henry Cavill's aura farming in the law room? Bro, like it's straight up. He saved Superman. David Cornswet saved a squirrel mid battle, peak scene.
Mm-hmm.
Superman let those people get blown up. I know people are gonna say, "Oh, it was a lead wheelchair. It was a lead wheelchair." Zack Snyder purposefully put Superman in positions to where he was just a schmuck. It was a deconstruction of Superman.
Super schmuck.
Yeah, like bro, the entire time Superman's like this, guys. He's like this. He's like this. The people of this world, can they be trusted? Nah, screw them, Clark. And your dad, you want to go to get some more food? Like, bro, come on. Come on. When I was watching Superman, I started crying. You want to know when I started crying? I started crying when Superman crashed through. For real. When he crashed through, when he crashed through when Lex was gonna escape.
Yes.
And
yeah.
and Superman crashed through, and then Lex was like, "You piece of shit alien," and then Superman's like, "That." It's when he was like this. It's when he was like, "That's when you were wrong, Lex." And he's just like talking to him, and I was like, I started crying because how many times I've in your life, at least I can talk about mine, where I tried to educate people or tell people just plainly this is wrong, like specifically about sexism, misogynistic jokes, like that. As a guy, I think a lot of men can relate. Telling your guy friends, hey, don't make that joke, and then everybody's looking at you like you're a wuss, and you kind of feel like you're the problem. And I feel like this world was kind of doing that to Superman, but he prevailed, obviously, thank God. But I think that a large part of that energy, right, where we feel like, oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, and we're like mocked for it. Superman was talking to Lex Luthor unapologetically with that same energy that people would typically mock you for. And he's telling him, no, I'm just as human as you. I love, I get scared. And he's like stammering. And Lex is just angry, crying. And he's like, this dude truly is somebody that I rip off money from health insurance from, and he still toppled my empire. It truly is a deconstruction of a billionaire versus an immigrant.
Yeah.
It truly is. And you can't beat that. I just, there's so much good stuff. But the score in that scene, pretty much when Superman was talking and it's like, I love, I get scared. This movie, going back to the L message, bro, this movie also was a commentary on toxic masculinity, because what were the key values that his parents wanted? Violence and effing bitches. That's what they wanted. They wanted him to beat up and kill as many people as they want, being masculine, toxic, right? And then they wanted to have a harem, all these women being the alpha. Who's somebody that you know who spreads that all the time? And he's bald too. And it's not me because I don't talk like that. But yeah, come on. Andrew Tate is on this energy all the time. All of this, like all of the like Sneak Go, like Aiden Ross, all of these streamers, they're on this energy all the time. The youth is on this energy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the message that his parents literally told Clark to do. Do that. And Clark repudiates all of that with that speech saying, no, I love, I get scared, I do the best thing that I can, but that's my strength as a human. So you are telling all of these lost men, these lost boys who are going to these alt-right figures, all of these hyper-masculine figures, they're going there because they feel uncomfortable with this insecurity within themselves. Now you got Superman openly coming to you saying, I got this too, bro, and I'm still here, and I'm still not going to change, and I'm taking your ass to Belle Reve prison, and you're not going to do anything about it. And I'm going to stop Israel and Palestine, or not stopping Palestine, excuse me. And I'm going to stop Israel from genociding Palestine. And I'm going to stop that squirrel from getting killed. And I'm still going to be a nice person. Drop all of that, F all these bitches, kill all these people energy, bro. That's not what is punk rock.
Yeah.
Especially in this world. This is a movie that kids, like, bro, I'm not trying to throw my brother under the bus because I love him, but my youngest brother, and he's going to watch this and laugh. He's a little bit, admittedly, he makes a lot of edgy jokes. No jokes that would get him canceled from college or anything like that, but just like a little edgy jokes, right? Nothing that would compromise his character, but just like a little, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. He came out of this movie, bro. The first thing he said to me, dog, that's a man, bro. The first thing my youngest brother said to me, he was like, bro, that dude, my youngest brother said this. He said, that dude made nice look cool.
Wow.
So many kids don't have that. So many adults don't have that. And that's why all of these stupid figures prop up talking about you need to have a 500 woman body count. Superman is going to have a 1 woman body count, bro. You're going to tell him he's not a masculine male?
And
now, how many people?
Lois Lane is like amazing in this.
Yeah.
Like, she's very cool. Like, she's strong. She's intelligent. Also Rachel Brosnahan, I think is always
so. Yeah.
Best Lois Lane ever.
Yeah. And like, bro, like she actually had chemistry. She actually had chemistry. She actually had chemistry with Superman. Like, crazy, right? Like, you know, I just think this movie is a repudiation of hypermasculinity and the war machine.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's a repudiation of and what better way to do that than to Superman, bro? You're on my Instagram. How many times do I put up 30s Superman clips where he's beating up KKK members that people are calling woke now? Now you watch this movie, all of those woke people are shutting up. And it's not because of the lasers. It's not because of the strength. It's because of that speech where Superman is like, yeah, I am a dude who has a true love, who has parents, who has a dog, and I'm a nice guy, and I'm not out there acting a fool and being hyper masculine, trying to be an Andrew Tate, you know, but I'm still here and I'm still Superman. We need to bring kindness back, brother. That's what this movie is about. And I think that the L message was important for that. We needed that L message because we are told that messaging all the time to change yourself, be hyper masculine. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You don't. You don't. And I just can't say enough. We could have so many episodes about Superman, man. I think
we really could.
That might be something we do. We just talk about Superman for a bit, bro. Bro, there's so much we could talk about. And we also didn't even get to Supergirl. Let's just briefly do that.
Oh yeah. I've heard a theory. I've not read Woman of Tomorrow, the comic, but I saw people talking about the potential story for the movie. It sounds very John Wick. Bear with me. So apparently someone hurts Crypto and she is basically traveling from planet to planet hunting people.
Wait, hold up. What happened to Crypto?
Crypto doesn't die, but someone hurts Crypto basically, and she's traveling throughout the universe hunting whoever did it. That's a theory or a rumored storyline. I've not read Woman of Tomorrow. I know the comic is very takes place all on different planets and stuff, but that is apparently what the story might be. Which cosmic Supergirl, John Wick. And that could be the greatest movie of all time.
Does Supergirl kill?
I wouldn't be surprised if she did. She seems a bit off the rails. This version of Supergirl seems a bit off the rails.
Because if she saw Krypton get destroyed, or maybe a potential Brainiac there, she wouldn't be. Because I feel like sometimes people look at the no-kill rule a bit without context. When you live in a world like mutants, or maybe like the Kryptonians like Kandor, or even Spider-Man to a degree, sometimes killing is not a matter of philosophy, but a matter of literally, I am here or you. So if she had to kill to survive to get here, I don't think it's out of character for her to keep doing that. The reason why I ask, does she kill? Because my second question is Jason Momoa in this movie? Because I could totally see him mess up Crypto, and that's the motivation.
Oh, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Because didn't he comment something on the poster?
No, I didn't. Did he?
I'll send it you after. But I think he commented something under the poster. You know, sort of. Yeah, like there's going to be conflict between them two. We need a whole episode talking about Supergirl,
bro. We might. And you don't need a crazy convoluted plot either, because it could just be a commentary on cruelty. Like, I could totally see Lobo nearly killing Crypto because he peed by his motorbike or something. You know what I mean? And maybe Lobo was harassing villagers and car didn't get involved, and her dog got hurt, and now she has to deeply and think about, I'm only helping these people because I was involved. So how selfish am I? I don't know. There's a lot you could do. I think, Joe, shout out James Gunn, because you just gave our channel and you just gave our whole podcast branding a whole brand of brand new stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
bro,
we've come back after a year and a half. Bro, we're back.
We're back. Okay, real quick before we sign off, man. So, what is the next money move for DC, right? To use a sports analogy, we're trying to make the next big money fight. We're trying to make the next great WWE pay-per-view. What is the next big DCU movie? And it could be Supergirl. It could be one that has been announced. It could be something you want to make, just whatever you think, bro. What do you think is the next big money move? The next, we gotta watch this movie event that DC should be making?
I think they need to fully establish the big three with their own solo movies before they have them team up. So we need a Wonder Woman solo movie and the Batman Brave and the Bold movie that they're working on. I think we need both of them, and then after that they can do the big event where they team up. That's what I want to see. The money is going to be in each of the three getting a solo movie.
Okay. So then I'm gonna
before Dawn of Justice, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, when they team up for the first time, there was only Man of Steel.
yeah.
Like that was never going to work.
Okay, I have an unpopular. I think it could have. I think it could have. If you think
You
about
think
the
so?
context, I go back in the time machine, go back to 2015, okay, or 2014, because that's when it was announced, right, at the San Diego Comic-Con.
I
Is
think so.
okay, and I used to watch this dude J Roar on YouTube all the time, and he used to talk about DC stuff a lot, and so what I'm saying is, Age of Ultron was kind of not hyped. If you think about it, at the time there was, is Andrew Garfield going to come in Avengers or not? All the leaked stuff came out that Oscorp was going to be in Avengers, like Avengers 1, the TASM
The
Oscorp was gonna be.
skyline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot of like, is this character going to be in Marvel? Is this character going to be in Marvel? Is Spider-Man going to be there? Age of Ultron wasn't exactly super hyped. I remember El Mayembe, all these people, all these leakers, they were saying that Batman was going to be in Superman 2, is what they were calling Man of Steel 2, is Superman 2. And that was the only thing people were talking about, bro. Nobody went to the Marvel San Diego Comic-Con panel. DC was packed. You go on YouTube, guys, go on YouTube, search up San Diego Comic-Con 2014 BVS announcement. That thing was more packed than a Laminia Mall of announcement video, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, that thing was more packed than when Cody Rhodes won at WrestleMania. That arena exploded when the Bat logo appeared behind the Superman logo. That's all anybody was talking about. You look at the trailers, Batman vs Superman got way more trailer views than Age of Ultron did. Even now, and you look at the actual trailer, bro. The reason why I hate Batman versus Superman is because I was going into that movie thinking this is about to be the greatest movie I'm ever going to see. Like, that was, you watch that trailer, the Batman vs Superman official trailer. Also, guys, let us know if you want us to have an episode where we just talk about the greatest trailers ever. Like, because that's a whole nother art form in itself. I still hold true that The Last Jedi is the greatest trailer I've ever seen in my life. That trailer, bro, was incredible, bro. But anyway, so when you watch that,
let me just say, the 28 years later trailer, for me, the first one is the best.
Bro, let us know if you guys want to talk when we talk about trailers, bro, because that's a whole art form in itself. But a good trailer really elevates the aura of a movie. It really does. But I think but yeah, like you watch that Batman vs Superman trailer where it was like 3 minutes long, not where they revealed Doomsday, where it was like the slow violin playing in the background.
Yeah,
that was epic. That was epic. And I'm like, they showed Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Batman, like Bruce Wayne, and it's like the redcoats are coming in the slow Batman. I was like, yo, this movie's about to be the hardest shit I've ever seen, bro. Because my expectation was Batman is so dark, and Superman's like, listen, man, I just snapped Zod's neck. I've been there. I've been that killing place. You don't want to be there. So I was thinking this was really going to be an introduction to Batman, and what better way to introduce a dark Batman than a Superman bringing him to light. Now, the movie did do that, but it did it horribly, and it did it with the death and Superman, the second movie in the franchise. But
Martha,
I think the movie, the reason why I hate Batman vs Superman is because it could have so easily been epic. It could have so easily been well written. It was there, but we had a lot of dream sequences, and we had, bro, that Flash sequence was fucking stupid of Darkseid and Superman, and like, oh, you took Lois from me. Like, that's so stupid. All of the rumors, bro, like, I have to find these videos from like 10 years ago. Bro, Oli, I swear to God, all of the rumors about Batman vs Superman was because everybody was thinking it was going to be Christian Bale's Batman. And then we got announced that it's going to be a new Batman. It's going to be Ben Affleck. Okay. And all of the rumors were he's going to have a nightmare sequence where it's going to show the death of Jason Todd. It's going to show the shooting of Oracle. It's going to show the fallout between him and Jim Gordon. It's going to show about how Gotham outlaws Batman, and Batman is so spiritually broken he actually agrees to be in exile. Like the death of Alfred, like, well, which was ended up crap anyway. Like, imagine a flashback sequence of all of the cruel stuff that happened in Batman's life for 20 years. that would drive him to kill Superman. Because if you think about it, every metahuman that Batman has ever faced is evil, ever. So why would Superman be any different in his mind? So I truly believe that Batman versus Superman could have truly been fucking incredible, bro. I really do think, but it's we got
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, no disrespect to Zack Snyder. I do feel bad. I do feel bad for Zack Snyder. So many people on TikTok, and I know you're just joking. We're just joking because I openly say Man of Steel sucks. But me saying Man of Steel sucks isn't me saying Zack Snyder doesn't deserve a job or he sucks or this and the third, because I think like a lot of people on TikTok and Twitter have been going out of their way to say this movie is everything that Man of Steel isn't. This movie is everything that Zack Snyder isn't. This movie is everything that X isn't. And I think that has a lot to do with everything that Man of Steel did and Man of Steel like advertised. But also I feel bad for the man too, because Zack Snyder's really probably reading all these internet comments like, damn, man, like people really hated my movie that much. Like, that's got to be tough.
It does, and I do agree. I do feel really sorry for him, but also I don't think he makes good movies.
I'm sorry, Zach, but I agree.
Like Rebel Moon,
ass.
My God,
that was ass, bro.
It gets rejected from being a Star Wars script in the state that Star Wars was at the time. Why would you make that into a movie?
Rebel Moon is better than Rise of Skywalker. I'll give you that. But like, or no, it's worse than Rise of Skywalker. I'll give you that, and that's hard to do. But no, anyway, going back to what I was saying, and then we'll end the show real quick. I think the next money move that DC needs to make is World's Finest, but I don't think that needs to be the next Superman sequel. Mm-hmm. I think World's Finest needs to be their Avengers movie.
Okay.
I think God's in mind. I think that might be a little crazy. Maybe after watching Supergirl, I'm like, that was a horrible take, but screw it. That's why we're having fun. I think that should be the next biggest thing, because if you think about it, to use a WWE analogy, what did we want more than anything? Cody Rhodes winning the title, beating Roman. We waited 2 years for that to happen, and when it happened, it was incredible. What are we waiting for right now? Confirmation on what the Batman is. Yes. We're waiting for confirmation on who the DCU Batman is going to be. And then there's rumors that Matt Reeves made 2 versions of the script, and now one of that's connected to DCU, one that isn't, and now we heard that Warner Brothers is excited with the final script. If you wait anticipation of who the Batman is, and then you announce Batman 2, by the way, this is in the DCU, and then you build up to a World's Finest, where a very cynical Batman and a very hopeful Superman, who clearly are butting heads, but they're not like fighting and just butting heads, have to come together because they're the 2 greatest heroes on Earth to fight a threat that only them 2 as the World's Finest could do. That's not a Superman sequel alone. That's an Avengers level movie, bro. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think.
Absolutely.
That they should build up to a Superman, Batman. They should not name it Batman versus Superman. You know what they should name it? Batman and Superman.
Yeah. That's it. 100%.
Batman and Superman, and just the Batman 2's logo behind the Superman logo, and you can do Batman v Superman what it was supposed to be. Do it right.
I 100% agree with you.
And bro, can you imagine like Robert Pattinson going back and forth with David Cornsweet's like bro, like that would be absolutely insane, bro. Like we need that. But you guys can clearly tell that I can't shut up, and we love this movie. Before we go, Oli, what do you think? I'm gonna ask this to you. What do you think is going to happen at the box office? This is just speculation. When Fantastic Four comes out.
Oh, I think it's Fantastic Four is going to do very well. Obviously, it's got Pedro Pascal in it, and everything he's in seems to do well. And I think both Superman and Fantastic Four are probably going to get very close to $1 billion. Okay. I want them both to break, $1 billion, because the only film that's done it this year is Lilo and Stitch, and we cannot let that be the only $1 billion movie in 2025. Just for that reason.
Trash. Oh, it was
Oh,
true.
we
Ohana
should have
means
a whole 2 hours about that. But yeah, I'm excited for Fantastic Four, and our next episode will probably be a review of that in a
yes,
couple of weeks.
yes.
Um, are you excited for it?
I was gonna say real quick, Lilo and Stitch remake is to the Lilo and Stitch brand what Henry Cavill's Superman was for the Superman brand. That's what I was gonna say.
We've
Ohana
bashed Henry
means
Cavill a lot this
yeah.
episode.
Pa Kent said, "Let me die." Nani said, "Let me go to college." Like straight up, like straight up. Man of Steel and Lilo and Stitch remake, absolutely no difference. And also, I saw this on Reddit. I didn't know this. Stitch could actually take on a lot of like Marvel and DC villains in a fight and win. I didn't know that. I guess Stitch is
He's that powerful.
he's that power. I need to see Stitch versus Zod, bro. I need to see that. I need to see that. You know, but I think I I I I think the fact that this movie exists and we're so happy talking about it, and we're talking about politics, and we're talking about how the world works, we're talking about how characters work, we're talking about like the nerd elements. It's very hard to do a movie like this. Truly, James Gunn, thank you. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Fantastic Four next. I'm very optimistic. I'm a huge Marvel guy. I'm not a after this movie, I am a DC guy now. Like I gotta read more DC. The only thing DC I read was Aquaman. That's it. Like I need to read more.
You love Aquaman.
Yeah, we could have an Aquaman episode in the future. Aquaman is kind of a dead brand right now. Even in the comics, they just got a series after 4 years. It's kind of tough being an Aquaman fan. They're like the Leeds United of superheroes. But
Fantastic Four next.
Yeah, Fantastic
Can't
Four.
wait. We also need to talk eventually about Thunderbolts, because that has set the next few years the MCU in motion for being brilliant. And like you were saying, you're a DC guy now. We have both. Hopefully, if the MCU is really back this time, we've got both great MCU movies and great DC movies at the same time for the first time, like ever. Like it's happening, like Fantastic Four coming out 2 weeks after Superman. This is what we always wanted.
Yeah.
And whether you're a Marvel fan or a DC fan or you're a fan of both, it's just a great time to be a fan of comic book movies.
It truly is, because this is what, bro, like if you told this to us 10 years ago, we would have never believed, like
No.
We really are in a golden age right now. And especially with the other comic book properties too, like Invincible's blowing up, Battle Beast, like, like every, like
I'm loving the Battle Beast run at the moment. So good.
It's so good. But yeah, let us know what you guys, what you guys love, what you guys want us to talk about. Next episode is definitely going to be Fantastic Four, and then we're probably going to have a fun episode comparing the two movies. We're probably going to be breaking down Superman a lot more, because I can talk about Superman for ages, bro. There's a lot we can do, but we are literally back. We're back. This is what we're
here it's great to be back. A lot has happened since we last recorded.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Show them. No, flex more. Show them. Show the people, bro. Show the people. That's right.
Shine on that.
That's right. That's right. Look at that.
We've a lot has happened in the world, in our lives, and it's it's great to be back, and we're here to stay.
We're here to stay, man. Every couple of weeks, we'll be uploading officially on all platforming. We'll be a lot more active on social media, and also the more important thing, on a more lighthearted note, I want us to have fun, and we have fun with it. But I'm talking more to you guys listening. I want you guys to have fun with this, right? There's a lot of like toxicity. Like we were just talking, we hate Man of Steel. I don't want that to actually translate to like if you truly like the movie, I am not trying to ruin your day. I'm not going to go out of my way to invalidate why you like this movie, because at the end of the day, that's everything what Superman is against. And if we're talking about our favorite Superman movies, we should at least have that same energy. So just have fun with it. And superheroes are always and always will be tied to politics. You can't have one without the other. That's a dumb argument. But that's we've went over time. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're back. I can't wait to keep talking about talking about Superman and Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and Star Wars and Invincible. And I was thinking maybe we could dive into like other hot topics too, like This Ends With Us, you know, like that's like a movie, you know, not necessarily
Oh
nerdy,
yeah,
but you know,
definitely.
important themes.
We
Like
need an episode eventually on 28 Years Later as well, and when the sequel to that comes out, because that is my film of the year so far.
Mine is Sinners. So we can have an episode about that
Oh,
movie of
I
the
love
year.
Sinners. So it beat Sinners. It just edged Sinners for me.
Okay, all right, then yeah, we got a lot to talk, but we are literally back. We're back, guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. And peace and blessings, guys. Peace and blessings.
See you later.